Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about What If Episode 5, titled What If Zombies? Yes, and why is it called that? Because this is a zombie apocalypse happening here, and this is going to contain some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, please go and see the episode, then come back and chat about it with me. I'd like to know people's opinions on it. Not enough people comment on these videos and tell me what they're thinking about these episodes. Like, am I contagious or something? Do you guys not want to talk to me about these shows and movies we watch? I know there's people out there that watch these shows also. So comment to me and tell me your thoughts on the episode. I'm very curious to know other people's opinions, not just the people on Twitter and other YouTube channels. It's like, I want to know what my subscribers think. So let's get right into this. Yes, this is a zombie apocalypse that takes place during the beginnings of Infinity War. Where exactly? Right where Bruce Banner lands on Earth in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum in New York. And we were expecting to see Wong and Doctor Strange there to greet him, but nobody's there except for, I think, Doctor Strange's cape was there, right? And so when Bruce Banner goes outside, he sees the two members of Thanos's Black Order or whatever they're called. And it seems like we're going to see that scene, but without the rest of the heroes. But then all of a sudden, a portal opens up. It looks like Doctor Strange, Wong, and Iron Man are arriving. So you're wondering to yourself, okay, so what's up with this? What's going on? And if I didn't see the promo for this episode, I would have been surprised. But I wasn't, because I saw the promo. And it turns out they have turned into zombies, and the Watcher explains the little bit of a backstory that when Hank Pym went into the quantum realm to rescue his wife, she was infected in that place, and because she affected him, and then they got out, and then they started infecting the whole world, and it just started spreading like wildfire. They made us think that Scott was one of the victims also. But then they later show us that no, Scott came out alive. Hope actually cut off his head and put it in a jar where he could still be okay. And so, which I thought was funny, and I was like, oh, right, yeah, we saw that in the trailer. I should have remembered that. But they did it in a way where you thought Scott was dead in the beginning, so I thought that was funny. Not the situation, but how it turned out later on. Yeah, this was a really cool episode, seeing the whole zombie attack around the world, seeing which Avengers turned into zombies and which ones survived. Obviously, I really hope this isn't the only episode with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of the greatest Marvel superheroes. He's one of the greatest superheroes, period. You gotta have Spider-Man show up in more than just one episode. But this is the only episode we get him in. I'll be happy with it because it was a really good episode, and seeing him be the heart of the team, and even Hope pointing that out, like, to Peter. There was a really nice moment between Hope and Peter where she, like, how can you always have so much hope in times of such darkness? And he explains why. By the way, speaking of Peter Parker, we got our first Uncle Ben name drop in the MCU. Okay, this is not MCU proper, but it's still part of the MCU in some form or another. So it was really nice hearing Peter, even though it wasn't Tom Holland. It was really cool hearing that. Speaking of Tom Holland, the actor who they picked to play Peter Parker, the voice, his name is Hudson Thames. I thought he did a terrific job doing his best Tom Holland impersonation. I don't know if that's what his voice actually sounds like. Maybe it is, and they just got lucky finding the right young actor to do the voice. But I could have. There was a part of me when we were getting to the credits saying to myself, I think that's Tom Holland. It has to be. And then seeing that it wasn't, I was like, wow, they got somebody because out of all these impersonators so far, this was the one that I thought was spot on. And I was hoping the credits were lying and saying to me, "What? No, this was Tom Holland." And finding out that it wasn't, that I actually just went on IMDb, and apparently Hudson Thames has a pretty decent resume. So yeah, he's a real actor, and he did a really fantastic job as capturing the spirit of Tom Holland. So congratulations, and hopefully you appear in a couple more episodes, because I thought you really captured that vibe of the live action Tom Holland Spider-Man. So the rest of the cast, of course, are actors we are familiar with. I'll do that video on later on, maybe tomorrow or on the weekend or something. So far, I've been doing them on the weekend. And yeah, it was great seeing this dynamic of these characters that we never got to really see interact in the MCU before. Like getting to see Bucky and Bruce Banner and Hope and Peter, as well as some, like, Happy was there, as well as as well as Okoye and Kurt from the Ant-Man movies, played by David Dastmalchian, who was just also in the Suicide Squad movie as Polka Dot Man. Yeah, it was great, like, hearing all these new character interactions. Sharon Carter was also in the episode. It was really cool seeing them play off each other and seeing them survive, and some of them were taken out. And that's the great thing about a What If series, is that you can kill off some of these characters that you wouldn't kill them off. Most of these characters you would not kill off if this was an ongoing movie series or even an ongoing TV series. But because this is a What If episode, it's a one and done story, you can kill off characters and not worry about them not coming back, because this is its own thing. Now, whether some people are like, oh, but then that takes the stakes away. Not really. It doesn't take the stakes away if you view this episode as its own thing. And I know that's kind of hard, because we know there's more episodes coming up. Like, we know T'Challa is going to show up in another episode later on, and whoever else, and we know all the MCU proper is the one that really matters. But it was still cool seeing this kind of a storyline play out the way it did, and even the Avengers that did turn to zombies, they're not going to turn back by the end, because that's why zombies are dead. They're already dead, and they're just infected, and the brain just goes haywire. I guess. And so to see how all of that played out, and to see who was going to live and who was going to survive, that was really cool. And I like that they made Peter and Hope a little bit the heart of this story, this little story that they did. There were things, though, that did make me ponder. Number one, I'm surprised Doctor Strange managed to turn into a zombie. I thought he would have created a curse or something that wouldn't get him infected, but okay, I'll accept it. By the way, superhero zombies are probably even more scarier than zombies that just run. First we got regular zombies that just walk, and you're like, okay, I have time to run away from this guy. I'll just take my time picking up this plate of food, and then I'll start running when they get a little closer. Running zombies in movies, like one of the first places I saw running zombies was in World War Z with Brad Pitt. Those kind of zombies freak me the hell out. Now you're telling me zombies with superpowers? Get the hell out of here. So that's a zombie movie I would love to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I know we're never going to get. So if this is what we get from it, that's awesome. What I was going to say, though, was that these What If shows, man, almost every episode so far has had me wondering, well, what happened during certain elements of this time period? For an example, we know that Hulk comes to Earth and meets Doctor Strange and Iron Man. While we do see the fates of those characters, it did make me wonder what happened to Thor, because that means the last time Bruce was seen, the last place Bruce was at was with Thor, where Thanos was attacking the ship and blew up the ship, and Thor survived. So that means everything that was going on in this episode, Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy are still up there in space somewhere. And it did make me wonder about Thanos as well. Now, at the end, they do show Thanos, zombie Thanos, which looked freaking awesome and made me wonder, man, I want to see what happens next. It was just like the T'Challa episode with Kurt Russell at the end. Looks like he was going to use Peter to succeed at his plans. It made me wonder what happens next after the one where Hank Pym killed all the original Avengers, and then Nick Fury only had Captain Marvel and Captain America next. This episode made me ponder the same thing. What happens next? I want to know what happens next in this world. The only one that didn't make me think that was the Doctor Strange one, because he destroyed his own world. But we do know, because of trailers, that Doctor Strange is going to be coming back in some fashion in an episode where it looks like they might be colliding some of these worlds together. Maybe this world collides in some form or another as well. Hopefully Peter Parker from this story flows into that as well. It would be interesting to see what's going to happen. But for the most part, look, this was a great episode. That's all I'm going to say. That's the way I'm going to end this video. I really loved it. When it has you wanting more from this world, from this story, you know they did a really good job. And this has been 5 episodes so far that I have loved thoroughly. I will say the Doctor Strange one is still my favorite. I don't know if I already said that in the beginning, but if I didn't, there you go. The Doctor Strange one is still my favorite because I do like those emotional stories a little bit more than the action heavy ones, with which this one was definitely more action heavy. I still like the action heavy ones too, but when you get the emotional beats right in a story, I'll go for the emotional moments more than the action moments. So that's why I prefer the Doctor Strange one a little bit more. But I really did like a lot of the moments in this episode as well. So this episode was great. Another fantastic episode. Looking forward to episode 6. I thought this was going to be the Party Thor episode, but it looks like it's not. So will next week be the Party Thor episode, or will it be the Michael B. Jordan episode where Killmonger becomes Black Panther? Because if you've seen the trailers, you know that's going to happen. So I'm very curious at which one is going to happen next. We are already 5 episodes in. So there's 4 more episodes left because there's supposed to be 9 episodes in total. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So comment below, guys. Tell me what you think. Now I want to plug in my Patreon supporters. These are the people that pay a monthly subscription and support me and this channel. And so every time they do, they pay a $5 tier or a $10 tier, where they will get an end credit at the end of each video that I do, like you're seeing right now. So thank you to my Patreon supporters. You people are awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to help out with the channel and help me grow and allow me to focus and more on this channel than I already am, because I would love if this was my day job, but that can't happen if you know, I need to go somewhere else to make money to get me here, because this right now is only a part-time thing. But if you can't, that's fine. I totally understand. We're all in struggling times right now. But there are other ways you can help the channel as well. Watch every video that I post up. Like every video. That also helps. And send a link to people who might be interested in the conversations that I'm trying to ignite, that I'm trying to get out of people, because that also helps. And so hopefully you guys can do that for me if you can. If you can't, that's fine. I don't want to force people to do what they don't want to do, but every little bit helps and would be very much appreciated. So with that being said, now I want to end this video, and I want to say thank you for watching. Once again, thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. And with that being said, until next time, take care.